I hope you all are excited for this panel discussion. I am Saurabh Agarwal, founder of Growit India. So we are soil to harvest agri-tech company, and I would want to invite all the panel members on the board. So I would want to invite Mr. Christoph, Mr. Sathyam, and Shri Varshitha. Can you please all come on the stage? Yeah. So I'm grateful for this opportunity that I got to moderate this session with such amazing panel members. So I would first want all of you to give a brief introduction about all of you guys, so that people know all of you individually. Thank you so much.
A very good morning. My name is Varshitha. I am an executive director at BioAesthetics. It's audible now? BioAesthetics. So I majorly work with microbiome research, and we focus on developing microbial inputs for nutrient management and insect pest management, and also abiotic and biotic stress. So that's primarily my work.
So I would just request the organizers to make an announcement so that more people can join for the session. So I would request most of the people around the stalls to please come and join us for the session. We are starting our first panel discussion. It's going to be an amazing panel discussion, an amazing topic that we have today at hand. So I would request most of the members to come and join us for the session.
So hello, I'm Christophe Bellois from France, from SNF. We are working on products to sustainability agricultures in order to keep the structure of the soil. So soil is important, water is important, and the most important is to get this combination the best to optimize water and to optimize fertilizer.
Hello everyone, I am Senthil Kumar from Tamil Nadu, Madurai. Our company name is Sathyam Group of Company. We are last 20 years in the field. We are making the seaweed product in the manufacture for the seaweed product. We are especially nutrition supply for the soil, enrich the soil. Thank you.
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
Opportunity.
Going forward, the first question to all of you would be, we all know that it's the growing concern around the world about soil degradation. So a few thoughts about what do you think is the concern that we see in the soil degradation that is happening globally?
So, whenever the topic comes of like soil health or fertilizer use efficiency, people majorly focus on the soil testing or about nutrient management or fertilizer promotions. But most people tend to forget about the biological aspect of the soil, which is the microbes. So, but that is important because those are the ones that work on the nutrient cycling or the water retention. So, like, it's not just enough if we get the chemistry of the soil right, we should also focus on the biological part of it. So most soil testing kits that we have focus on the physical chemical parameters of the soil, and the biological component is missing, probably because of lack of awareness or when it comes to the expense of it. And when it comes to the bio-input solutions like biofertilizers for nutrition in soil, it is an established fact that biofertilizers work in a certain way, and consortium-based biofertilizers help in the usage of the nutrients that's already available in the soil and also restore the soil biodiversity. But there are few more things that we can focus on to make these products better. So the first thing would be like we can do a region-specific consortium or a soil-specific consortium. Because if I'm making a product which has a consortium suitable for some acidic soils in the northeast, it might not be suitable if I use the same product in somewhere in high saline soils in Gujarat or Punjab or in UP. So it's not just about making the the product, it's about making the product right. So that's the first thing that we can focus on. And sorry, I'm giving my perspective, from the point of view of microbiome research, because that's primarily my work.
Yeah.
The rest,
yeah, perfectly fine.
So the second can be like, because of the already available package of practices, we are restricting ourselves to like granules, powders, or liquids whenever it comes to formulations. But there's so much more like that can be done. Like we can go for nano formulations or encapsulated formulations, because these give more efficiency, and the efficacy of the product will also sustain for a longer time. And the third can be like a field performance validation should be thorough, because we cannot give a blanket statement that biofertilizers will work everywhere in the same level, because it's a very dynamic sort of a system, because mostly they're living organisms. So we have to do multi-location trials at given considered period of time, where whatever the procedure is. And we also should keep like a threshold level, like we can say the product is good only when there's a 15 to 20% increase in the fertilizer use efficiency. And also in India, we need to have like the application guidelines need to be reformed, because when it comes to biofertilizers in India, according to the FCO, so the only quality that is regulated in biofertilizers is the CFU of the intended microbe that goes in the product, and also the CFU of the contamination. So this is the only parameter that the government regulates. But there is no dosage determined. Like I can say there is so and so number of microbes per ml or per gram of a product. But how much of the total product should go per acre or per hectare is not mentioned anywhere. So that's one thing that should be reformed in the regulatory system, so that people will get an idea on like, even it will be easy on the manufacturers to form or make a product. Whenever they come to a new formulation, there's always a question on how do we have to deliver it and how much of it has to go into the product. And also for the farmer, there'll be a lesser confusion, and they'll not misuse the product. So these are the few things that we can do from the microbiome prospect.
Sure. Thank you. Christoph, on to you, please. What's your take on the soil degradation? Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yes.
So I have a small presentation. I didn't know who will be present in this day, and it's a couple slides to present our products, our technology. But what is very important, so I try to make it works. Anyway, what is very important is, farmers, I will try to do it fast. What is the most important when you do business is your income and also your capital. And farmers' income is the crop, the harvest, but the capital is the soil. And we all know that we have to really be careful about our capital, because some years you don't have so good income, and capital is the most important. That's why now, I would say maybe since 10, 15 years, farmers are really taking care of the life of the soil, because the capital of the soil is the life of the soil. So who we are, I go fast. So SNF is an international company. We have two production sites in India, and we are world leader in polymer for cleaning water. We are in water industry, agriculture, oil and gas, paper, textile, mining. And agriculture is a small part of SNF. Our job is soil and water expertise. We have a team all over the world. And polymer are chemistry issue for soft enzymatic chemistry. We are registered like organic polymer in South America. It's depending which country. It needs to be done regularly in the soil. And we keep the soil structures. So in fact, the best way to increase soil life, because this discussion is about soil life, about microorganisms, about bacteria, about mycorrhizas, is to really keep the soil structure well. You all know that the soil is 50% mineral, 24% water, and 24% air, and then from 0 to 3% organic material. Those 0.3% are the most important in the soil, because a dead soil, nothing grows, unless you bring something else. So our products, when there is degradation of the soil, you have the slacking. Slacking, you will have some demonstration in our stand, but I have a small video here, which should work. And it's a 40 seconds video. It's a zoom of what is the slacking. So slacking is when the water is going inside the aggregate, it destroys the structure of the aggregate. By this destruction, you lose the air and you lose water retention capacity. So in fact, more you irrigate your field, if there is not so good organic material, more the degradation, bigger is the degradation, and less soil retention you have. And you could have very dry soil, you could have crust, and more you irrigate, more lixiviation you have, so you lose fertilizer, you lose mycorrhizas, you lose bioelements. So all the nutrients our partners are bringing to farmers, in fact, maybe 20-30% lost in lixiviation. And when I say what is the soil structure, is in fact is to keep the soil loose. Here you have a 100 kilogram Texan guy, and you could see on the left side that the soil structure is kept. You still have air inside, which means you still have water, air, and life. And life is important for grow crop. So our products, I go fast because is really a soil life improver because of air and water. So we improve all the fertilizer, all the microelements, all the seed weed farmers can bring to their crop. We have a second product, which is the anti-salt products. Salt can be a big issue. If you want some more details, you come to our stand. I will explain you these pictures. But in fact, to fight against salt, you could bring some calcic products, but you could add also this new technology, which is going to break the link between the salt and the soil to optimize the lixiviation of this salt. So it's not miracle. Salt is still here. Salt is not good for the agricultures, but unfortunately there is many pollution of salt everywhere in the world, and we need to find solution. So with this kind you can decrease the EC of the soil. We don't decrease the EC of the water, but by using these products you decrease the EC of the soil by a couple percentage. And better life, better soil is better crop. And thank you very much. So we are 4 of us at the stand SNF. If you want more information, one thing which is important is we are additional products. We are additive. So you can use it alone, but it could also be blended with fertilizer, with mycorrhizas, with seaweed, and it can also be blended inside the formulation, because the job of SNF is also to work with industry.
Thank you. So,
our experience, our product for the major is seaweed product, and the soil need for the microbial activity and the nutrition also. First, we can biofertilizer and then the seaweed fertilizer use the soil. The soil improve for very excellent because of our country, the soil for very algal soil, and all the soil is very nutrition very less. Because of we can apply the chemical, so we can last 5 years we have tried the soil, especially soil, the seaweed and microbial and biofertilizer. They add both are add the soil, very excellent result also. Because of the first the soil is ready to use, the plant also very growth was very excellent. So we can strongly recommend for the seaweed for the only main enrich the soil for the important for the soil. Thank you.
thank you. So moving forward, my next question is, in a country like India, where majority of the farmers are small, marginal landowners, and they do not have easy access to soil testing or soil data, in that case, how do we make sure that we apply such technology to their agriculture practices?
So there is a government scheme of soil testing already present. So I think it's 190 rupees to get a soil health card, plus 5 rupees for every macro and micronutrient to be tested. So when the farmer can register to that pretty easily, and the person will come to the farm, collect the soil, do the testing, and also churn out a report. And they also will give a recommendation on what fertilizer to use. So along with the chemical fertilizer recommendation, one thing we can also do is can add a biofertilizer recommendation. Like, for example, there's a lot of ammonia and nitrate in the soil. The recommendation would be to not use as much as urea that you would be using generally. But what we can do is we can ask them to use a consortium of biofertilizer along with which has the ammonifying bacteria or nitrifying bacteria. So we can come up with a recommendation which doesn't require to build new infrastructure immediately, but we can utilize the infrastructure that we have right now. And second thing is, when, like I already mentioned, farmers, it's my assumption that farmers more listen to their peers more than some external advisories. So we can promote building up, promoting young entrepreneurs and call them soil health champions, or someone who will be interested to do microbiome-based trials in the local villages and build the trust in the farming community to use more biofertilizers, or to not just biofertilizers but also sustainable farming practices. So, and also there's a incentive called PM Pranam, where the government gives reward to the villages which reduces the use of fertilizer. So we can also include where, when the soil health card now lacks the microbial part. So it might take some time, or it might be expensive to build the infrastructure to test those, but someone has to take up the load because it's absolutely necessary to add these. So the PM Pranam incentive can also be given to the villagers or the farmers who are focusing on measurable microbial parameters, like improved measurable microbial parameters, or soil organic carbon. Like carbon credits is a thing where, 1 ton of greenhouse gases not emitted will be rewarded. Like that, we can incentivize the improvement in the soil organic carbon, or improvement in fertilizer use efficiency. So, and public-private partnership has to come up, where things which are expensive for the FPOs, or there can be self-help groups, to bring about the understanding of better sustainable practices, or the use of biofertilizers in regular farming practices.
Thank you. Christoph, your take on that?
What is very interesting from my point of view of India, and I'm traveling in India since a couple of years, but I don't know India. It's impossible to know India for a foreigner, I think. Indian is one of the most population of agriculture people in the world, and it's very small farm. Well, most of them are very small farm. So for me, what is very fantastic and very interesting is the connection every farmer have with technology. Of course, you have some very high-level farmers, but you have also some small farmers, old farmers who don't have the knowledge of technology. But you are one of the most connected country by your website and phone in the world I've never seen. Every farmer, even in a small place, have connection and can by internet get the solution of his issue and his problem. And this is a very, very good chance for India, because it's a very fast way to spread the good news. To spray the good products, to spray the life of the soil.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Another? The central government give you the soil health card. It is for useful for the farmer. Every farmer, he can yearly 2 times he can check the soil. It is useful for the crop soil development. And another, you can check the soil. After that, you can apply the nutrition. We have support for the farmer. We have in Tamil Nadu more than 50 plus outlet is there. It is like a name for Sathyam Agro Clinic. We support the farmer. Indirectly, farmer come to give me a sample, soil sample. We can check we are ready to check the sample, soil also, check the soil test, everything, and water test also. We can recommend the nutrition and some biofertilizer and some biostimulant product. It is for farmer very useful for the Tamil Nadu. We can expansion the all over India. First we can plan to South India. It is social. We can plan to the Sathyam Agro Clinic. It is for the soil improvement development activity also, sir. It is our insight.
Yeah. So since all of you mentioned about some of the government schemes, but we all know that, realistically, most of the schemes are not functioning as they should be. So in that case, how do you look at, the private players playing their role by, coming into soil testing themselves or, collaborating with startups, because a lot of startups are coming up these days who are coming into soil testing or providing advisory and those kind of services to the farmers. So how can those public-private partnerships help increase the use of data-based, agriculture practices across the country?
So, soil testing, though it's present, probably, if a private company wants to come into soil testing, the first thing is to be able to reach to the farmers. So this can be, this said product can be given into like agricultural departments or, FPOs who are a group of farmers where, sometimes there is an FPO of like thousands of farmers as well. So, going there will be easier way to connect with the farmers and encourage them to go for soil testing. And also there is a lot of data that generates once, from a village. If someone takes the effort of testing every bit of soil, every farmer's field, there's a lot of data generation. So there can be tech startups who will analyze all of this data and who can give better fertilizer recommendations based upon the weather and the climate and the soil type or the crop type also.
Right. So Christoph, what is your experience as compared to the Western world? What can India do differently to bring such kind of a structure to the Indian agricultural ecosystem?
Yeah, it's true that soil testing needs to take some sample and then to analyze it. There is now some technology to make some soil testing very easily with cheap material directly in the farms. So maybe some group of farmers can buy those and check how it works. There is also some very, in fact, basic way to see the structure of a soil, to mix it with water, to see the color and all those things. So it's true that it's a big challenge for India. And to be honest, I don't really know how to provide all this technology all over India unless there is a very good network.
So what is the technology that is working in the Western world, whether we talk of Europe or US?
In west of Europe and I would say especially France, there is some chambre d'agriculture, which means government commission close to each department, and each of them they provide a lot of service as taking some soil sample and to be able to analyze the soil every 3 years. Farmers, it's not full cost for farmers, it's half cost. So there is a big, there was and there is still a big government influence to try to go there, because we really wish we are going now to sustainability agricultures. We try to decrease plowing, to get green fertilizer during winter, to not let soil alone without anything. So it's a big challenge. And France is maybe one of the most want to be, is not want to be, or think we are, which is different also. Very, very good in sustainability world, but there is a lot to do in also other industrial countries like Brazil and like Argentina, where the issue of erosion are so big.
Thank you. So what would be your take on this?
Sir, central government or state government is a more farmer meeting for the farmer because of so many activities going on. And another one for the farmer producer company, he individually purchased the soil testing machine. It is advisable for the farmer. And another for the Farmers' Day celebrate the government and the government university also give you soil testing some advice. And nowadays in the every farmer like technology based agriculture. Now the farmer for adapt to the soil everything in the agriculture technology also, sir. This is our.
So coming to the last point that I have here. Do you think any financial incentives or carbon credit schemes could change the way soil structure is being perceived by the farmers or the agencies or the government or the private players? Do you think any of such schemes can make a big difference in sustainable agriculture practices?
So I already mentioned a couple of things like how soil organic carbon can be can be rewarded, not just the lack of carbon emission. So small holding farmers should also be able to get their soil tested, and if there's improvement in the soil carbon, they should be able to get some money. That's the incentive at the end of the day. And the second thing is fertilizer subsidies should only be given when there is improvement in the fertilizer use. The value of the fertilizer use efficiency should be improved before they get any sort of and there's also something called green insurance, where the insurance premiums is at a discounted price if the farmer uses some sustainable practices. And also, like I mentioned, the PM Pranam, not just, it is for the village or the state when there is a less use of fertilizer, but we can also link to that other aspects of the farming, like use of less water or better sustainable practices or more improvement in biological parameters like enzyme activity or soil organic carbon or soil respiration, etc.
Thank you.
From my side, what I see is I don't think farmers really care about carbon footprint. They care about their wallet, they care about their incomes, and of course, they will not put too much fertilizer because it costs money. They will not put too much fungicide because it costs money. So it's the farmer brain, the farmer intelligence will bring the best way for farming, especially now.
Thank you. Yeah, I think you made the right point that it's the wallet that matters.
But to get a good wallet, we need to take care of our capital.
Absolutely.
So that's why we need to get good soil with good organic material, with good NPK, with everything all right.
Yeah.
We are sir, we are already meet some central government people also, sir. Because nowadays the chemical fertilizer government give you a subsidy. The organic fertilizer not government give me a subsidy. We can recommend the soil, especially soil-based product. We can recommend the government manufacturing unit and selling by farmer get the subsidy. It is easy for the farmer product to use the soil. That soil also developing the fast.
Right. Any closing remarks that you would like to share with the audience before we can close the first session? Any of you?
So, because we're discussing all of this itself is a proof that our intention is right and is in the correct place. But the understanding should be furthered at all levels, the level of the farmer or the policymaker or the manufacturer or the scientist or even the government. So as long as we don't get the understanding furthered at all levels, I don't think we're going to see any real change.
Yeah. So yeah, if anybody wants to ask any question, yeah.
You guys spoke very well. So my question is here that there's a lot of soil testing companies that has come up, right? Even everybody does it 150 rupees. The cost is not the problem that I think, right? But the outreach is the problem. When you look at the soil testing report, right? It's not communicating well. So do you guys think that's the problem? Is there any company that is solving right now? How do we solve that? Because, if you look at any soil test report, that has 14 parameters, right? So nobody understands that. Even farmer doesn't understand that, right? So I think that's the biggest problem that we think, like, how are we going to solve that, or how should we solve that? We also a company, right? So we do a lot of farming testing, but we are somewhat solving that problem, but still we are facing issues, right? So until unless this issue doesn't solve, I think it's not going to impact anywhere in the farmer world. That's what.
Well, to make things clear for farmers, in fact, it's very complicated because we have different ways to talk. We can talk to scientists, and scientists know exactly how to read a soil testing. And your difficulty, and the difficulty of every soil testing company, is to make it as simple as possible for farmer. If farmers see their interest, they will go for it. So the simplification is the hardest.
Okay, government and private, lot of the agencies involved in the testing of the soil and the giving the services to the farmer for their soil testing. But really, do we give them the guidance after they getting the test report, what they should take the measure to improve their soil? That is the biggest missing point, I believe so. And we really need to work on that. Am I okay? Thank you.
Thank you to everybody.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to be moderating this session with all of you. Thank you so much and have a wonderful session. Thank you.